Welcome back to the channel. I'm Peter Mokri, a Dallas-based DP, photographer, gaffer with a one-ton grip van full of aperture lighting, and I am available for hire. So what I wanted to do in this video is kind of pull back the veil on 2023 and give you some insights on what has changed versus 2022 and what's going to be moving forward in 2024 and my thoughts on what's going to be happening and how things are changing. The big things I want to talk about is just four key points. Four key points, kind of wrote them down on a sticky pad. And it's the biggest investments I've made for the year. And it's not just investments financially, but also investments in time and other ways. So I'm going to start off with a big one that a lot of people are very aware of, and it's my Sprinter van. That's going to be number 4 on the list. And it is the most expensive investment I've made when it comes to financial investment. But it's number 4 on the list because there are things that are more important than financial investments that I've made this year that have made a huge change in my business. The Sprinter van, you've seen the build videos, you've seen it for use, in use on set and on shoots. It's an amazing piece of equipment. It's necessary for me. I could stand up in it now without having to crouch down to get to equipment. I could hold more equipment. It makes me a lot more efficient. It's a newer vehicle. It has a full warranty on it, so it's going to last me a long time. Now, purchasing that vehicle was not cheap, and I actually had the ability to purchase it outright with cash, which was a great position to be in. When you're in a position like that where you can make a purchase without having to pay interest, in the end, it saves you a lot. And I've always, from the beginning of making my filmmaking, production journey, photography journey, I've always paid for everything in full upfront. I don't like debt. Debt is really bad to carry. You never know if you're going to have a dry spell. You never know if another 2020 is going to happen and everything dries up for you. It can be tough. So I don't like debt hanging over my head. So I like to make sure that I save up everything I can before making a purchase, and then I make a purchase. I also calculate, okay, if I'm going to sell something, okay, let me sell that first and then make the purchase and be ready to make the purchase immediately after that so I don't have a gap in equipment. And that's what I did with the van. I had the van, it had value. I was able to trade it in and then purchase my van immediately with the remainder that was left after the trade-in. So it was a great investment. Now, my next investment for 2023 that I've really put a lot of effort into, and it's something that doesn't really cost anything to do, and that's networking. Networking with people in your city, in your community, and also networking with people online via social media and those other platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it may be, TikTok. Let people know you exist. Let people know you're out there. And that's a huge opportunity for you to be able to be seen, to connect with people, because someone could be flying into your city and they want to hire you out. So that's a real great way to just make those connections, show your quality of work in those avenues, and then people will contact you. They will connect with you and they'll say, man, I know who to call when I come to Dallas or Atlanta or Phoenix or New York, Chicago, LA, whatever the case may be. Let people know you're there. Show off your work and show off your skill sets, but also go to the local meetups. Here in Dallas, we have a ton of them. There's a shared space where there's a monthly meetup. There's the Dallas Producers Association. There's the Dallas Film Commission. There's a ton of meetups. A lot of the studio spaces and just other people have meetups. And I mean, honestly, here in Dallas, there's probably a meetup every week or multiple every week. So you can actually go meet people in your industry and don't think of them as competition. Think of them as allies and supporters of your work that you may need their help and they may need your help because you may get a job that requires more people than you are yourself able to handle. Guess what? You bring them on, and then when they get that call, they'll call you. So network in your community. There's no secret to getting business from clients. There's not like this little trick. Everyone asks in the comments, how do you get your clients? How do you get them? Can you just write it out for me exactly? And I'm going to follow it to a T. There's no exact way to get clients. Sometimes you can bump into them in the grocery store. You can meet at a local chamber event that you have for your area. You could meet online through Facebook, Instagram, whatever the case may be. It's just happens. You could bump into them at a networking meeting. It just depends. Or you could do a good job for someone and they refer you out. That's how you get clients. It's people. You get them through people. Are there ways to get clients? Just straight out of the blue, start a company and start pushing ads? Of course, you could push ads on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever the case may be. That's always an option. But hey, meet people in person. They'll get to know you as a human. They'll remember you. They'll see how you behave in person, how you dress, how you look. Are you appropriate for going into a corporate environment? Do you clean up well? That's all something that's really important as a contractor to represent someone else's company if you get subbed out. And the next talking point, so we'll go to number 2, has been YouTube. Yes, YouTube. What you're watching right now has been really great for me, but it's been an investment. I've put out multiple videos, over 50 videos this year, starting in April, putting out vlogs, putting out other types of videos. That's an investment. If you think about 50 videos, they take about whatever amount of time to film. Then you've got to come in, edit them, sometimes voiceover, upload them, share them, interact with people. We're talking about hundreds of hours of investment this year just in YouTube. Now, when I look at what I charge my clients, my rate, if I were to convert that over to the hours I spend on YouTube, it'd be a big investment. You know, if someone hired me to do this for them, I would charge them what my time is worth. But I feel that it's a huge investment for me because in the end, I'm meeting new people. People are aware of my work. People outside of Texas have the ability to connect with me and see what my skill sets are. Now, I talked about the networking and the ability to show people in the other avenues, Facebook, Instagram, meeting in person, but YouTube kind of gives a whole nother edge to it because now when I vlog what I shoot in my work, people see how I work, the equipment I have, how I set up, how I perform on site. And then a lot of times they'll be able to see the final product. So when you add all those steps up, they're like, YouTube is my job interview for a lot of the gigs that I get from people that find me on YouTube. They vet me on YouTube. They look at my videos. They're like, all right, he's going to be a good fit. I'm going to connect with him. And then they reach out. And sometimes I'm already booked out, but they'll think of me next time. And sometimes I get a good gig and I'm able to meet someone and connect with someone. And guess what? That's something awesome. I see how they work and I know, hey, if I'm going to go to Seattle for a shoot, I know that this is a great fit for me and I'll connect with them when I go to their city. So it's really good and it's a really great thing to have. So some of the stats that I've got this year just from the YouTube channel is I've got over 125,000 views just from the vlogs and videos I posted that are related to our industry, which is great. Over 3,600 subscribers in 2023. And that is amazing to have. One of the top videos that I was able to crank out was the FX6 interview with Aperture Lighting with the athlete. That was a big hit. We got over 22,000 views on that one. Everyone loved it. Then a commercial video, full BTS with the Sony Venice. That got us 4,800 views. Then the paramedic recruiting video, solo CEO interviews, and then what tails it off at number 5 is lighting teleprompter interviews, which landed at about 3,000 views for the year, which is great. Now, is this a huge channel? Am I on the level of Peter McKinnon or someone else that's getting millions of views, hundreds of thousands of views, big endorsements, big deals, making a ton of money? No. How much did I actually make this year? I'll show you guys in a screenshot. I made $52.11 in 2023. $52 off of YouTube from their ads. I don't like ads. I didn't want to monetize the channel, but the problem is back in the day, you used to be able to just turn off ads completely on it, which is something I would love to do. No ads. You could watch it ad free. It'd be perfect. But YouTube doesn't allow that anymore. So even if I don't monetize the channel, they're going to run ads on the videos. So I decided, you know what, finally, I'll just turn on the monetization, whatever. I made $52.11 in 2023. But what I don't do is I don't run mid-roll ads. Some people like to run mid-roll ads, meaning halfway through a video. If you have anything over 8 minutes, you'll have an ad at the beginning and you'll have an ad in the middle. I don't care to do that to make a couple of dollars. I'd rather make your viewing experience a lot better by not running those mid-roll ads. It's just how I feel. So thank you everyone that's been watching. Y'all have been amazing for supporting the channel. All my returning viewers and subscribers, y'all are great. So now the number one thing that I invested in 2023, what is it? It's myself. And what do I mean by that? It means I've put in so much effort and time into what I do, into my company, into my brand. My brain never turns off. 24/7, I'm thinking of the next shoot, the next gig, what I can do, what I can learn. I'm going on YouTube and watching videos to get better, to, have a better understanding of everything. If I have an opportunity to sit down in my office right here, I'm telling you, I'm watching YouTube. I'm watching videos. I'm learning from others. I'm adapting. I'm changing. I'm looking at the latest gear. I'm trying to educate myself on techniques. I'm trying to be the best I can. I'm constantly buying and selling equipment. Like, I want to buy this. Oh, I need to sell this. Oh, is there something available here or there? And I just overwhelmed myself constantly where my brain wouldn't turn off. It was always thinking about work. I mean, I'd go on vacation. It'd take me 4 days to decompress before I could relax and not think about work. And then it's like, okay, I'm bored. Let's go back. I'm ready to work. So I know some other YouTubers have said it, that the burnout happens. A lot of us filmmakers and shooters and production companies, you could reach a point where you just don't feel it. You just feel empty and worn out and burnout, and you just don't want to continue. But what kept me going this year is I said, you know what? If I'm not working and I don't need to be putting in the effort, I'm going to step back. I'm not going to be so hands-on with certain tasks. I have a very fortunate situation where my wife works with me full time, and she's able to handle some of the load. She's able to handle some of the back end, some of the accounting, some of the other aspects related to the company. So I can just step away. Some of the editing, I don't have to touch. I'm like, you know what? You're going to handle it all. I'm going to step away. I trust you. I believe in you. And what that's done also, it's helped me trust other shooters to do certain jobs and step back and fill in for me when necessary. Or when I hire crew, I'm not there micromanaging. Sometimes I catch myself doing it. I'm like, okay, I need to step back because it's only going to better myself and better my company to trust others and let the process happen. So I've taken a break sometimes. I've gone, in October, which was one of my busiest months, October to November, I kind of cut down on vlogs. I almost went 30 days without posting any videos. And that's just one of those things that happened. It just had to happen. I had to give myself a break and focus on work and take a break from YouTube. And when I had free time, I did other things. So that's the biggest investment, is yourself. You want to make sure your health is right, that your fitness is good, and that your mental just well-being and your mental health is there. So if you need to step away and do some other things or focus on some other things, do some hobbies that aren't related to our industry, do it. I go run around and I play airsoft. It gives me 100% ability to turn off what I'm doing when it comes to my business and work, because when you're getting pelted by airsoft BBs, you're not sitting there thinking, man, what focal length should I be at for that next interview in a couple of days? You're actually focused on not getting hit with BBs and getting bruised up from it. So you're in the zone. And when I go and play, I can go a whole day, 8 hours playing and not even pick up my phone, which is crazy because a lot of times I'm on social, I'm on YouTube, on other things when I'm not spending time with my wife, and I'm attached to my phone constantly searching for information, for knowledge, and to expand my skill set. So focus on yourself. It's okay to take a break. And I just kind of want to go over a quick few numbers. So we have the 4 important things that I just kind of discussed in regards to investment. Number 4 was the sprinter. Then we had networking and meeting people and communicating with people. And then kind of an extension off of that, but a big portion of my time has been YouTube, investing in YouTube to be seen, to grow with the community, to help people out and help others grow. And then number one, invest in yourself, invest in your health, invest in your well-being. That's a priority. So, what do some of my numbers look like for the year? So, this year was a little strange. We had a slow summer, but let me go through the numbers. These are days actually worked that aren't editing days because some of the year was editing, but these are actual days worked. I didn't count travel days because, yes, I do get paid for those, but you can count that as work, but I'm not going to count it as actual shooting days. So, January, we had 8 days of shooting, February, 7, March, 15. April 14, and then we go into the summer drop. School's about to be going out. Everyone's going to be out of school real soon. Summer break happens. 6 shoots in May. June, only 3 days of shooting. July picked back up 10. August 13. September 14. October 18 days of shooting, and I didn't count the travel days. There was a lot of travel in that. So I was almost booked out the whole month, short of like a couple free days. And then November 11, December 9. Now, would you think that October, November, December would be a huge chunk of the year? Pretty much August moving forward is prime time here in DFW. So, what does this give me? This information gives me the ability to look back and also compare, okay, what do I have this season in January? What do I have? What did I have the year before? Helps me out a lot. But total days worked, 128 days of shooting that I did. That doesn't count travel and that doesn't count editing because I did have editing time. That's actual days I went out and shot. Now, there are a few that I was not on that I did send out crew to cover for me, and that's not included in the 28 days. I'm just talking about myself actually going and working. Now, what's ironic and weird, I looked at my QuickBooks, which I love to use. I love stats available to me quickly. YouTube lets you look at YouTube Studio. You look at your stats immediately, and it's like, okay, I see what's going on. I could look at numbers and I can make changes. With QuickBooks, it's the same thing. You can see your money flow and you can see what's going on. I actually invoiced 128 clients. I did 128 invoices. Some were the same client over and over again, but this is 128 actual invoices I sent out. So that could be editing, which a lot of times is done separately from the actual shooting day. Shooting day could be a 5-day shoot, but it's going to be one invoice. So 128 invoices. And to give you an idea of how the numbers are looking for me, I did about 14 days of shooting, billable hours. It could be editing that were under $1,000. Only 14 out of 128 days or 128 invoices technically. So that's kind of where I'm at when I'm billing. And, sometimes stuff is really simple. They'd say, hey, we need a half day. Can you go out? And, sometimes that situation works. A lot of times it doesn't. I know how you guys are. We did a video about this. Everyone has their viewpoints on it. But it was a good year. It was a little scary in the summertime. I mean, May and June, a total of nine days shooting, just 9 days for 2 months. That's scary. And I was concerned, but what we ended up doing is ended up making it up on the end of the year. It got really busy. We got action packed and it was a good time. So we did really well. We had a great source of revenue. We were able to, stay on track to beating our numbers from last year, which is important. Work less, make more, always a great option. You could only do that so much before it just kind of locks itself out. But I really did enjoy 2023 and everything that has come to be. The YouTube channel, getting a new van, meeting new people, constantly meeting new people, networking, and also giving myself time to decompress. Those things combined have been the biggest investments of 2023. Those 4 things have kind of catapulted me into where I am going into 2024 and given me the ability to grow even more and network even more and just provide support, whether it's the grip van on set, whether it's BTS. People are reaching out to me, hey, can you do BTS on my shoot? Photos, video. Or can you cover my event? I mix in photography in the mix of things as well, and I get hired out for that as well. So when you start combining those things, and then people reaching out to me on YouTube, people reaching out to me on Facebook, on Instagram, connecting, it's going to be a great year, and I'm really excited. So thank you, everyone, every single one of you. If you just tuned in for the first time, your view matters, your subscription matters. Comment down below what you have achieved in 2023, what you look forward to in 24. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.